In a small German village in the mid-1800s, lived a frail boy named Karl Benz. His father, a railway worker, died when Karl was just 2 years old, leaving his mother to raise him in poverty. They had little food, no inheritance, and no powerful connections. But Karl had something more valuable than wealth: an unshakable curiosity for machines. While other children played, Karl would sit near blacksmiths and carpenters, sketching strange contraptions he imagined could move on their own. Villagers often mocked him, calling him the daydreamer boy who would never succeed. But Karl's mother, despite the hardships, always whispered to him, "Son, one day, your ideas will carry you farther than any horse." At just 15 years old, Karl entered the Polytechnic School of Karlsruhe, one of the youngest students ever. He studied mechanical engineering, but life outside the classroom was harsh. His classmates laughed at his shabby clothes, and professors doubted his impossible visions. Karl wanted to create a horseless carriage, a machine that could move without horses, powered by an engine. The idea sounded insane at the time. He worked odd jobs to survive, often going to bed hungry. But every coin he saved, he spent on scraps of metal, tools, and experiments. He faced endless failures: machines that broke, engines that refused to run. But with every failure, Karl whispered, "I will not stop. One day, the world will ride my dream." When Karl was older, he met Bertha Benz, a strong, intelligent woman who believed in him when no one else did. They married, and Bertha became more than a wife. She became his silent investor, advisor, and motivator. While society mocked Karl's crazy carriage idea, Bertha encouraged him to keep building. She used her dowry money to help fund Karl's workshop. Late at night, while Karl hammered away at metal, Bertha stitched clothes to earn extra coins. Their partnership was built not on wealth, but on faith in a shared dream. Karl once told her, "If the world laughs at me, let it. As long as you believe, I will build this machine." After years of struggle, sweat, and rejection from investors, Karl finally built his first true invention in 1885, the Benz patent motorwagen. It was the world's first practical automobile. But when he presented it to people, they laughed in his face. They said it was noisy, dangerous, and useless compared to horses. No one wanted to buy it. Karl nearly gave up, but Bertha refused to let him surrender. Then, one morning, without telling Karl, Bertha made history. She secretly took the motorwagen and drove it 66 miles from Mannheim to her mother's house, becoming the first person to drive an automobile long distance. Her bold journey proved to the world that Karl's invention worked. Bertha's courageous ride changed everything. Newspapers wrote about it. Crowds gathered to see the strange machine, and slowly, interest grew. The same people who once mocked Karl now called him a genius. Orders began coming in for his automobiles. Yet, success did not come easily. He faced legal battles, competitors trying to steal his ideas, and critics who called his invention a toy for the rich. Still, Karl and Bertha pressed forward. They knew they were not just selling a machine. They were creating a revolution that would change transportation forever. As demand grew, Karl's company expanded and eventually merged with another automobile pioneer, Gottlieb Daimler. From this union came the legendary brand, Mercedes-Benz. What began as the dream of a poor boy now carried kings, businessmen, and ordinary families across the world. The name Mercedes came from the daughter of one of Daimler's partners, and soon the brand symbolized luxury, innovation, and power. Karl often stood quietly, watching his cars roll through the streets, whispering to himself, "They laughed at me once. Now, the world rides on my dream." Karl Benz lived long enough to see his dream transform into a global industry. From poverty and ridicule to international fame, he became the father of the automobile. Bertha, too, remained celebrated as the brave woman who proved the car's worth to the world. Today, every time a Mercedes-Benz engine roars to life, it carries the spirit of a poor boy who dared to dream bigger than his circumstances. Karl's story is not just about cars, it's about faith, perseverance, and the power of never giving up, no matter how impossible the dream may seem.